A massive crack in the ground that's estimated to be up to 50 feet deep has opened up in Kenya seemingly overnight.
The recent emergence of a very obvious crack in southwestern Kenya, stretching several kilometers and causing a portion of the Nairobi-Narok highway to collapse, has sparked a blend of concern and fascination.
Fortunately, this does not occur instantly, so we're many tens of millions of years away from having two continents.
Some people who literally woke up to see a giant crack in their home. Can you imagine waking up to something like that?
These cracks have been widening and growing broader daily, and the result is now irreversible. Africa is splitting in two, creating a new continent, ocean, and possibly new islands. What is causing this split? What are the implications for Africa and Africans in general? Join us as we unravel the details. Africa's gradual split into two continents. In 2005, the scientific community became aware of a major event in East Africa. A continental rift had emerged from the Earth's deep depths, signifying the separation of continents. This process is a transformative geological phenomenon that involves the Earth's lithosphere, commonly known as land. The lithosphere comprises 15 to 20 tectonic plates, constantly moving due to the molten magma within the Earth's core. This movement is known as plate motion, or tectonic shift. The East African Rift is a perfect example of this phenomenon, where the Somalian plate is slowly distancing itself from the larger Nubian plate. This splitting shows that the Somali plate might break away. However, this gradual process is anticipated to occur over 5 to 10 million years before a complete separation manifests. But this is not the first time such a phenomenon has occurred. Understanding these events requires a deep exploration of Earth's extensive history. According to NASA's Earth Observatory, the eastern movement of the Somalian plate away from the larger and older Nubian plate is noteworthy. The Somalian and Nubian plates also distanced themselves from the northern Arabian plate. The convergence of these plates occurs in Ethiopia's Afar region, giving rise to a Y-shaped rift system. The Geological Society of London identifies this separation as the East African Rift, which stretches approximately 2,175 miles from the Red Sea to Mozambique. The complete separation of the Somalian plate from the Nubian plate is one of the conceivable scenarios. An alternative possibility is the partial separation of most Somalian plates from the remainder of the continent, creating a new sea between the landmasses. This newly formed landmass would encompass Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, and the eastern regions of Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique. Another potential scenario involves the separation of only eastern Tanzania and Mozambique. Countries currently landlocked, such as Ethiopia and Uganda, stand to benefit economically from the rift, as the emergence of a new ocean coastline would present enhanced opportunities for trade and production. Ken McDonald, a marine geophysicist and professor emeritus at the University of California, Santa Barbara, proposes that the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea would inundate the Afar region, flowing into the East African Rift Valley and giving rise to a new ocean. Consequently, this part of East Africa would transform into a distinct, smaller continent. Chronicles of Continental Division. For millions of years, Earth was a giant puzzle with all the land connected, surrounded by one huge ocean. This landmass was known as Pangaea, covering about 1/3 of the planet's surface. The rest of the planet was covered by an ocean called Panthalassa. Pangaea stayed together for millions until about 200 million years ago, when it began to break apart. This happened because of the movement of tectonic plates, which are large pieces of Earth's crust that move around due to heat in the planet's core. The rift that caused Pangaea to break apart was created when magma came to the surface, forming a volcanic rift zone. This rift expanded over time, forming a basin and gradually causing Pangaea to break apart. As Pangaea broke apart, new oceans formed in the spaces between the land masses. The Atlantic Ocean formed about 180 million years ago, when a section opened between North America and northwestern Africa. The South Atlantic Ocean formed about 140 million years ago, when South America separated from the west coast of southern Africa. The Indian Ocean emerged with the separation of India from Antarctica and Australia, while North America and Europe, Australia and Antarctica, and India and Madagascar followed suit. We know that Pangaea existed because of how the continents fit together like a puzzle, the distribution of fossils, rock patterns, and the global occurrence of coal. Over time, the Earth's tectonic plates moved further away from each other, causing more rifts all over the world. One such example can be found in Iceland, a country known for its geothermal activity. The North American and Eurasian plates are pulling apart, creating rift valleys that showcase the ongoing geological dance between these two plates. Moving westward, we find the Rio Grande Rift in North America, stretching from Colorado to Mexico. This rift formed millions of years ago, as North America split apart. The Rio Grande Rift is a testament to the dynamic forces shaping the American landscape. In Asia, we can find the Baikal Rift Zone in Siberia, which features Lake Baikal, the world's deepest freshwater lake. This rift valley was formed by the divergence of the Eurasian and Amurian plates and reflects the ongoing tectonic activity in the region. The Antarctic Rift System provides a fascinating glimpse into rift activity near the South Pole in the Southern Hemisphere. Although much of this rift is concealed beneath the Antarctic ice sheet, its geological significance is profound. The rifting processes here contribute to the formation of subglacial lakes and impact the ice sheet's dynamics, influencing Antarctica's overall stability. Moving west, we find the Basin and Range Province in the United States, a vast region shaped by extensional forces. This province results from the Earth's crust being pulled apart, creating distinctive mountain ranges and valleys that are evidence of ongoing tectonic processes. What triggers the formation of these rifts? At the center of this spectacle are searing currents of molten rock called mantle plumes. They rise from the Earth's mantle to the crust, bringing intense heat that transforms the terrain. The heat causes bulges that elevate the landscape into highlands. Below the surface, the mantle plumes are even hotter than the surrounding magma. They melt and thin the crust, creating an environment for expansion and fracturing. This results in elevated highlands, a testament to the interplay between the Earth's internal heat and the resilient crust. The thermal bulges on the surface become conduits for extensive volcanic activity. The molten energy from mantle plumes causes massive volcanic eruptions that stretch across the landscape. Geologists call them flood basalts as they emerge from cracks in the bulges, creating a mesmerizing display of lava flow. The lava flows visible along the edges of the rift are part of the ever-changing geological landscape. The hot molten rock shapes the land as it flows, creating a geological wonder. The formation of the Rift Valley is intertwined with the Earth's crust expansion and contraction under the influence of mantle plumes, contributing to the diversity of the geological features. Impact of rifts on Africa's landscape. One of the things that makes Africa's rift stand out is the presence of rift valleys. These are lowland areas that form when two tectonic plates move apart, creating a rift. Unlike river valleys and glacial valleys shaped by erosion, rift valleys are formed through the seafloor spreading process, driven by the movement of tectonic plates. What's interesting is that many rift valleys are associated with triple junctions. This happens when three tectonic plates meet at around 120-degree angles. During such events, two arms of the triple junction often separate, creating an entire ocean, while the third arm, called a failed rift or alakogen, may evolve into a rift valley. A great example of this geological phenomenon is the formation of the Atlantic Ocean, which began with a triple junction in the Gulf of Guinea on the west coast of Africa during the Pangaea era. Two arms of this triple junction created the ocean, while the Alakojan led to the formation of the Rift Valley, known as the Benue Trough, in present-day southern Nigeria. Rift valleys are also found underwater, dividing extended mountain ranges and referred to as mid-ocean ridges. This formation occurs when tectonic plates move apart at these mid-ocean ridges, leading to magma swelling and solidifying upon contact with the frigid sea, shaping a new oceanic crust at the Rift Valley's bottom. Noteworthy instances include the North American Plate and Eurasian Plate, parting ways at the northern Mid-Atlantic Ridge, where rift valleys as wide as 9 miles have formed over tens of millions of years. The East Pacific Rise has also generated rift valleys in the Pacific Ocean, as the Pacific Plate separates from the North American Plate, Cocos Plate, Nazca Plate, and Antarctic Plate. How the rifts affect African communities. The East African Rift System has been the subject of intense scrutiny by geologists in recent years, as it offers valuable insights into ocean basin formation on land, which can offer a conducive environment for life. Additionally, the rift's sensitivity to climate change has led to alternating wet and dry seasons, which could have driven our ancestors to adapt and become more intelligent over time. The East African Rift's geological activity also offers significant potential for sustainable energy, with initiatives to generate electricity through geothermal power stations. The Olkaria geothermal plant is a prime example of this effort and is one of the world's largest geothermal power stations. The East African Rift Geothermal Risk Mitigation Facility project aims to unlock the geothermal potential in the Rift region, targeting the development of a minimum of 1,000 megawatt of new geothermal capacity by 2030, which could provide sustainable energy to millions of people. Apart from sustainable energy production, the Rift Valley offers opportunities for tourism development and sustainable agriculture. By developing sustainable tourism infrastructure and promoting the Rift Valleys as key destinations, there is a chance to generate revenue, create jobs, and contribute to local economies. Tourists drawn to the region for its natural wonders can also foster cultural exchange and stimulate the growth of local businesses. The fertile soils in and around the Rift Valleys present agricultural development opportunities, with the unique climate conditions in the region supporting the cultivation of crops unviable in other regions. The Rift Valleys are also known for their mineral-rich environments, offering the potential for economic diversification through responsible mineral resource exploration. Revenue generated from the mining sector can be reinvested in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, improving overall living standards. Additionally, the strategic location of Rift Valleys presents an opportunity to facilitate the development of key transportation and trade routes, reducing transportation costs, enhancing regional trade, stimulating economic activities, encouraging investment, and creating job opportunities. Establishing research and education centers focused on geology, environmental science, and sustainable development in the Rift Valleys can contribute to knowledge creation and capacity building. These centers can attract scholars, researchers, and students globally, fostering a culture of innovation and creating a skilled workforce to drive economic progress. The Rift Valleys, including lakes and rivers, are rich in water resources and can benefit from effective water management strategies. This support can extend to agricultural activities, providing drinking water, mitigating climate change impacts, enhancing resilience to droughts and floods, and ensuring the stability of communities dependent on these resources. From a geopolitical perspective, the ongoing geological transformation in Eastern Africa, marked by the formation of the East African Rift and the prospect of a newly emerging ocean, holds substantial promise for landlocked countries. The emergence of a new ocean provides an opportunity to establish strategic transportation corridors, connecting landlocked countries to global maritime trade routes, improving access to seaports and maritime transportation, reducing transportation costs, enhancing trade, and stimulating economic growth for these nations. Moreover, the Rift and the new ocean offer an opportunity for regional collaboration among landlocked and coastal countries. Joint initiatives for infrastructure development, environmental conservation, and disaster resilience can strengthen the bonds of regional cooperation. What do you make of this rift? Do you think it is a sign of something bigger than we know? Let's hear from you in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more, and we'll see you soon.